Is Steph Curry the greatest point guard ever?
All right. Thank you all for tuning in and welcome to The Great Take, a channel dedicated to bringing you fresh takes and fast breaks, and as always, finish strong. Now, for today's video, we're going to take a look at some recent comments made by Shaquille O'Neal and answer the question, is Stephen Curry really the greatest point guard of all time? Let's get into it. Now, Shaq was recently on Inside the NBA where they were discussing Stephen Curry, and he had this to say in regards to the superstar point guard.
Wondering is it time to start putting him as the best player of all time?
Best player?
Conversation.
Over, you put him over you?
In the conversation.
I'm asking you.
Yes.
You put him over you. You yourself
Way
put
better,
Steph Curry
yes,
over
of
you.
course, Yeah.
I gotta say, those are some bold words, even coming from the big Aristotle himself. Steph Curry, greatest of all time? Is he even the greatest point guard of all time? Well, if you ask the man himself, Steph definitely thinks so too.
Yes. I have to, yes. It's me and Magic, is that the conversation?
I can witness and watch every kid trying to be Curry. You know what I mean? So it's like the influence that you really have on the game from the position as a player. You know, I look at the stats and say, okay, Magic then Curry. When I look at the kids and I watch AAU, it's like, nah.
Yeah.
Okay, Chef, I hear you. But those words may be falling on deaf ears if you ask Magic Johnson, the five-time champ of the Los Angeles Lakers. Magic believes Steph still has some work to do before passing him up on any all-time list.
You know, we all know who's one and who's two. But I would never say anything bad about the young man because I love him. I love watching him play.
He's a great player.
Yes, he is.
And a
he's
really good guy.
You know, both of us did one thing. We both changed the way the game
That's true.
played.
Very much so. Yeah.
That's the main thing. And then Laker fans, 5 championships, 3 MVPs, 3 MVPs of the final. So you got to be the long resume.
2 great players making 2 great cases. Now, Steph Curry's recent Finals MVP seems to have catapulted him into the top 10 of many people's greatest player of all time list, and definitely top 3 in the all-time point guard discussion. Here's what some of the legends and major sports commentators have to say on this subject.
Who throughout the history of the game has changed the game of basketball? That the league has changed because of that person.
Michael Jordan.
Shaq,
Steph.
Those 3 guys automatically deserve to be on there, in my opinion.
I believe that the best player in the world is Steph Curry until the next player.
I lean towards Steph, but I'd put Magic second on my list.
I'm talking about from the point guard position. You can make an argument that Steph Curry's impact is greater than that of even Irvin Magic Johnson.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, with all of that being said, we got to do the science and figure out who's even worthy of being in this conversation. What do we base it off of? What are the qualifiers? Let's break it down. First, we're going to look at a few top 5 point guard lists from some of the big names. A lot of people seem to place more value in hardware over degree of difficulty. There also seems to be a measure of greatness that stats just can't account for. Like who's more clutch, who had more help, who's had more impact on the game. And I believe this is where the debate truly gets interesting. Yet in most of those lists, there were 2 common names at the top, Magic Johnson and Stephen Curry. But should Magic still be considered a greater point guard than the chef? Magic's NBA resume is phenomenal. The man is a 5-time champion, 3-time MVP, 3-time Finals MVP, 12-time All-Star, and was a 4-time assist leader and 2-time steals leader. He's known for being the engine to the Showtime Lakers with his flashy passes and unreal court vision. It also helped that he was doing all of this at 6'9", making him a walking triple-double threat every night. In fact, he has 138 triple-doubles in his career, which is 3rd all time. But what about Steph, the four-time champ, 2022 Finals MVP, two-time MVP, one of those unanimously, by the way, is also a nine-time All-Star himself and the all-time leader in three-pointers made, a record he keeps breaking with practically each game he plays. But I mean, remember he had that one game where he didn't hit a three, and I was like, what? Still, though, him and LeBron are two players who make history every time they step out on the floor. I mean, that's pretty crazy. Yeah, but Curry won two of those championships with KD, and many people argue that KD was the better player while those two were together. Now, KD would win both Finals MVP trophies, yet it seemed to be Curry who still got most of the credit for their short run together. But in the words of Skip Bayless, Curry choked in the 2016 Finals. Curry blew a 3-1 lead. Curry comes up small continually in big moments. Well, is this really true when compared to the other greats? The numbers may say otherwise. Still, Curry isn't known for being the floor general like Magic Johnson and other great point guards, even though he averages more career assists than John Wall, Damian Lillard, and Mr. Big Shot, Chauncey Billups. It's also known that Curry isn't the greatest defender and can often get picked on by other teams, although he's once led the league in steals and has several clutch defensive plays to his credit. Now, while Magic was a two-time leader in the steals category himself, he too wasn't known as the best defender. Even though Magic's size made him a great rebounder for his position, and we all know everybody loves a rebound, and his assist totals are insane, his shot making was subpar at best. Johnson was just a 30% career three-point shooter with only 376 made total. Steph once made 400 threes in one season, so yeah, that 376 number is not good. Then there's also the times where Magic Johnson has come up short in big moments himself. If you're a basketball historian, you may remember Tragic Johnson. Now, while no player has the perfect resume, I've decided to put on my HR hat and analyze who truly is the greatest point guard of all time. Starting at number 5, Walt Frazier. Frazier led the Knicks to the only 2 championships in that organization's history. The 7-time All-Star, 7-time All-Defensive Team member, and 6-time All-NBA Team member, was one of the most versatile guards in league history. Clyde also has one of the most clutch finals performances you've ever seen. But who's above him? Let's take a look at number 4, Oscar Robertson. This part of the list is pretty standard across the board, and that's because Oscar Robertson has the kind of career achievement list that puts even the greats to shame. Starting with his averages, over 25 points, over 9 assists, and over 7 rebounds for his career. A former league MVP, 12-time All-Star, and 11-time All-NBA team member, Oscar also led the league in assists 6 times and was the Rookie of the Year. Widely regarded as a triple-double king. I mean, shout out to Russ, but we talking about the OG. It would take a lot to outdo Oscar Robertson, which brings us to number 3, Isiah Thomas. One of the fiercest competitors in NBA history, Isiah has fought, scratched, and clawed his way into one of the best to ever do it. The former Finals MVP and 12-time All-Star was also considered the best player 6 feet and under ever. Clutch, tough, quick, and always gritty, Thomas might have been a player that was truly ahead of his time. But if he was that great, who was better? Let's get to number 2. Y'all gonna be mad, but it's Magic Johnson. Now, prior to 2022, this idea would sound crazy, but I believe what Curry did in that finals really changed everything. Now, we've already went over Magic's numbers and career achievements, so I'll just get right to why I have him number 2 on the list. Though Magic had one of the greatest careers ever, it was a career that was cut short. And he has less career assists than Mark Jackson, and assists are supposed to be his thing. And he's only 83rd on the all-time scoring list, so not really a bucket getter or a defender. With all that being said, you know who we're putting at number 1, the most skilled player in NBA history, Steph the Chef Curry. When it comes down to it, Wardell's ability to score from anywhere in ways that were never even thought possible is what puts him on top. What most people needed to see was Curry be able to do that on the biggest stage, and without a stacked team, he delivered. Curry is one of those players that revolutionized the sport, and the crazy part is he's still at the top of his game in year 15. For me, it really just comes down to who's had more impact on winning and the game of basketball as a whole. While Magic is one of the greatest Lakers, he definitely needed a lot of help to be as great as he is. Curry has proven he can do it with or without other superstar-level teammates. But you guys tell me who you think is the best. If it's not Steph, then what more does he have to do? Who did I leave out of the top 5? Let me know what you think in the comments. Remember to like and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed the video. I will be doing a lot more content because there's a lot going on and it can be hard to keep track. But don't worry, we got your back. Get me to 1,000 subscribers. All right, so for this giveaway, we're going to do it a little different. I want you guys to comment on the first 3 videos I made. Like, comment, all right? After you like and comment, subscribe to the channel too. Once you do those 3 things, I'm going to pick one person. I'm going to message you. We're going to exchange emails. After we exchange emails, I'm sending you a $50 gift card wherever you want it. It could be Visa. It could be Amazon. It could be DoorDash. As long as I can send it to you through email, I'm sending it to you. That way I know and you know you got it. All right? No games, no BS. So, like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for checking out The Great Take. And as always, finish strong.